Good evening and welcome to Coffee Talk. It is Friday evening. We have a weekend ahead of us. It's been a long week, and I apologize about the last couple of evenings. My wife's birthday was yesterday, and the day before that, I had a long day at work, staff meetings, and such after school, and I just wasn't able to do it. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79, welcome, sir. Good to have you here. I understand you received my box. Something about not too many views. Did you take the video down? I didn't get a chance to see it. Thank you for the birthday wishes for my wife. She turned 54 yesterday. We went to Olive Garden, and I did the roses and the birthday cake, the card, all the traditional stuff. Walter Davis, good evening, Walter. And I hadn't talked to you since the election. Hopefully you are happy about it. I think you have a Republican senator now, so it's gonna be a 53. We're going to have 53 seats in the new Senate. Of course, a couple of them are going to be rhinos, so it is what it is there. But Republicans should have the majority. They retained the majority in the House, but there's still a question of what the count will be. So Trump should have what they're calling a trifecta. That's so much for politics. About a week ago, they took out her tube. She had a tube and a pump, a suction that would suck out stuff from her. They removed that. She still goes to wound care. She still has an open that is trying to seal up, and it is what it is. It's a tough situation. But she's feeling better. She's more active, and that is certainly positive. Still up. Yeah, if you look at the last few days, if you look at my shorts that I've been putting up, they haven't been getting very many views. Last 7 or 8 shorts I put up, one of them has around 400 views. I don't know. I don't understand. I just had one up all day, and it had like 7 or 8 views, and I made it private because I'm embarrassed about it. And I just released another one, I guess a couple of hours ago, and we'll see how that one does. But I'm feeling like it is what it is. It is what it is. I am looking forward, if I'm able to see your video of the unboxing of the goodies that I sent you. Hello, Holly Ivans. Welcome. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I have people tell me that they get content warnings on me. Not everybody gets them, but some people get content warnings about like I'm some sort of subversive or some such. I don't know. As that Charlie Pride song goes that I love. He's got 2 or 3 songs that I really love. Um, Anybody Going to Stand and Tone, and another one's I'm Just Me, and then a third one, and I haven't used it for any of my shorts, but I've used the other two, is Kiss an Angel Good Morning. And may he rest in peace. Really good country music. Really good country music. Uh, so we're here. It's Friday night. Been another week. I've got one more week to go, and then I'll be out for a week on break. I'll have 9 days off. When we come back from the Thanksgiving break, I have 3 weeks, and then I'll be out for 16 days, 2 weeks for Christmas break, or what they call winter break. And looking forward to it. A lot of absences, a lot of staff absences. We've been shorthanded. I did not. I had a sinus headache today. I didn't feel like going to work, but I have not missed a day of work since I came back last year. And it is what it is. But I'm trying to take care of business. Hello, Little Lone Prepper. Thank you for coming. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Well, I'm floating around 4 or 5. I think I'm about 5 away. U2 is still mad of losing the election. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm getting all sorts of crazy stuff. There's some people are just losing their minds. And that Trump derangement syndrome they keep talking about. I'm having a good time. It's like, Jesus, I'm having a good time. They say don't gloat too much. With all the crap that's happened, I bet you Trump's gloating something awful. They did everything in the world trying to get the guy that tried to kill him. All that lawfare against him. They're trying to bankrupt him. All sorts of crazy stuff, and it's like, and he's still there, thank God. For watching at something. Well, so we are in hurricane season through the end of this month. Potentially, we could have another storm. They had one. The way the weather is and the way the temperatures are, it's not likely you're going to have a storm come up with any strength and do anything up in our area or up, it is what it is, and that's a blessing. That's a good thing. Winter is coming. The weather's changing. The temperatures and the waters are changing, and it's not conducive to the formulation and the strengthening or the consistency of a hurricane, which is, thank the Lord. Winter's coming. You need to, in some places, depending on where you're at, you already have snow, you already have freezing weather. You need to winterize. You need to protect your plants. You need to protect your pipes. You need to plan. SHTF happens. And the government will tell you they're not going to show up the first day. They may not show up the first week, but they tell you have a week's worth of supplies: water, food, medication, hygiene, whatever you need. Have supplies for a week. Big Brother might not be there. And I've seen people, when something happens and they're not ready, and they freak out and they throw fits. I've seen 35, 40-year-old people throw fits over not having being able to purchase toilet paper or some such. KP Heathen, my friend, how's it going? It certainly is. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. So, I gotta tell you a couple of funny ones because I've had people, I have people contact me. We communicate. They send me a text message, or they send me an email, and sometimes we talk on the phone. And I've had a couple of funny ones. I had one person leave a comment about one of my ramen. I like ramen. I eat ramen. It's cheap. It tastes good to me. I eat it with crackers. And I usually either have a cup of coffee or I'll have like lemonade. Sometimes I have Diet Coke with it. And their comment was, well, I hope you can, you can afford to. That's not all you can afford to eat. Type, And I'd say it was somebody that doesn't watch a lot of my shorts, because my shorts are usually what I eat, and a lot of my shorts, that's not cheap food that I'm buying. Eating out $12, $15 for a meal, and oftentimes it's like me and my wife, so double that. I paid for 4 people at Olive Garden last night with $120. And they had one of these methods I've never seen before. You pull out your card and you basically tap the chip against this little screen. There's like little TVs on the end of each table. I've never seen that before. You tap your card, and it pulls it up, and then it tells you what you can do for, I left like a 20% tip or whatever. They gotta live. But no, somebody thought, I'm poor, and I'm not Elon Musk, but I'm not poor. And somebody else had said something about my mental health. Does anybody think that I'm, got dementia or old timers or whatever? And truthfully, I'm tired. I don't have the best health in the world. I take blood pressure medication. I take cholesterol medication. I take an anti-inflammatory for arthritis. And my mind's not what it used to be. I'm not near as sharp as I used to be. But I think I'm a long way from dementia. So that one sort of, I said, really? Am I walking around looking like Joe Biden? Please. Melinda Elliott, how are you doing, Melinda Elliott? Thank you for coming. Anyway, I'm not as sharp as I used to be, but I think wisdom-wise, I'm probably wiser than I've ever been. I talk to a lot of younger people. I talk to relatives and various people. A lot of people ask my opinion or ask me for advice. And, I tell people, I'll tell you what I tell people. My advice is free. Take it for what it's worth or what it costs you. It's free advice. And I will predict, and I predict things. And people don't believe me when I make predictions. But They say hindsight is 20/20, and they say there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking after the game is already over, won or lost. Um, so as far as the channel is concerned, what's going on with my channel, I did get monetized. It's slowly building. Basically from ads, running ads. If you want to help me when I do a video, which I don't do that many videos, or perhaps if you do a rerun of a live stream, let the ads run, and that's how I would get my money. I'm not asking anybody to do what I think they call them super chats, where they give you money. I don't do that, and I'm not asking anybody to do that. And I'm not selling memberships. I don't feel like the content that I put out, the quantity of the content I put out, the quality of the content that I put out warrants me having a private I don't think that I I should have a private material that's only for people who pay me. I mean, please, if you want to do something nice for me, leave me a like, leave me a supportive comment whenever I do a video or I do a short or whatever. Leave me nice comments. If you one of those people, there's generous in your heart, and you want to send me, I've had people send me little boxes of stuff, and I thank them. I do a video of it. I've done a couple here recently, and I will be happy to respond, and I send stuff out to people. They don't have to send me anything. I send stuff out to people who follow me on a regular basis and support me on a regular basis, and I do it freely, and I'm happy to do it. It's my way of giving back. You're working next to a Spanish deli. No matter what you order, it was $20. Closest place in about 20 minutes. I understand. My nephew eats ramen all the time. He noticed parasites in his stool. He showed his mom, and she was naturally terrified. Took him immediately to the doctor. It was undigested ramen noodles. Yeah, okay. I try not to talk to trolls. I try not to. Usually they've got jacked up channel names. If you go and like, I will oftentimes, before I will give a standard moderator to somebody, I look at their channel. Does it look like they're growing? Do they put out content? Trolls usually don't have sizable channels with a lot of followers and a lot of content. The ones that have just a few subscribers or no subscribers, and oftentimes they have like a funny picture or a jacked up channel name. Those are the ones that and they leave jacked up comments. Those are the ones that you really want to avoid and you want to block. I mean, I've got a channel that comes in just about every live stream that I do. They're here for a very short time. They say the exact same thing every time, and they never leave me a like. And I have been to their channel on occasion, and I always leave a like and a supportive comment. Anybody I go visit, you get a like and a supportive comment. I oftentimes will tell you which like number I am. And they never. And I've had the conversation with a couple of people about it, and they've noticed it. Well, be kind to them. They got issues. You know, they got issues. Be kind to them. But they can say stuff to other people. They can greet other people. And they can say stuff to other people. They produce content. Why don't they have the home training to, you know, have manners? And I've thought about blocking them, and I've been asked not to. No, don't block them. So I have not done it, not because of me, but because I was asked by somebody that I think very highly of, who's always coming to my channel and always leaving me likes and always leaving me supportive comments. And their channel's like 3 times the size of mine. And when I get a chance, I do watch them, and I like their live streams. They oftentimes do traveling live streams. But you know, just it is what it is. Hillbilly Josh. Hello, Hillbilly Josh. Snuck in on me. I was on one of my little talks. And I will tell you, yes, I understand, Uncle Al, mental health issues. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I think a lot. I get up in the morning, and I'm not getting ready to. I talk about the same stuff when I end my live streams, but I'm going to say a few things now that I say towards the end of my live streams. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. First thing I do, I thank God for the day. Put my glasses on. Get up. Go about my business. Drink a cup of coffee. Take my medication. I say the Lord's Prayer. Ask for forgiveness and blessings. I pray for my family. I pray for those who are close to me. I ask for protection from evildoers. I'm not as quick as I used to be. I don't move near as fast as I used to. Used to be short people would have to jog to stay up with me. Now I'm following behind them. I'm trying to hurry to keep up with them, and they're like, you know, little shorties, you know. And I'm having a hard time keeping up with them. I'm slowing down. And I'm not technological. I'm not up on all the technology. When I graduated from high school, my mother bought me a professional Smith Corona heavy electric typewriter. It was heavy. Big plastic, strong case. You could put a correction tape with it. If I wanted a copy of what I was typing, I used carbon paper, and I'd put a second sheet underneath it that was like sandwich, so I could have a copy. And you can do that with multiple carbons and papers, but each layer is lighter. You really don't want to do it more than a couple of times. You can make a couple of copies, you know, and your original. And that got me through my first 3 degrees. And then I bought a Mac Classic. Black and white screen built in. 4 megabytes. Not gigabytes, megabytes. 3.5-inch floppies. The way you loaded it up was you had a series of 3.5-inch floppies that you have to put one in each. You had 8 or 10 of them, and you had to load them up one at a time. And then when you wanted to save, files, documents, or whatever, you had a 3.5-inch blank that you put in to save what you were working on, what your letter or your whatever, your memo or whatever your paper or whatever you're working on, you would save it on your 3.5 inch. And that was like back in the days. I finished my last degree. I have 2 graduate degrees. One of them I got in 91. The other one I completed in 95. And at the time, A&M in Corpus Christi did not have a doctoral program, or I probably would have went to a doctoral program, but they didn't have it. Years later, when I was already in a really good administrative position, I was already married, I already had a child, um, and I really didn't, and I didn't owe for any student loans or anything. I didn't want to be in the situation where I had to, go in debt or pay for a doctoral program, and I didn't have the time, so I never did get a doctorate. You know, I have an associate's, I have 2 bachelors, and I have 2 masters. Never got a doctorate. Yep, floppies. And they used to have the 5 1/4 inch little flat ones. Before they came out with the 3.5, they came out with the 5 1/4. The good old days. That's right, the good old days. Back in the good old days. So, I will probably this weekend hit 1,800. I'm not really going to put out another video. I will continue to put out 1 or 2 or 3 maybe, usually 2 a day, shorts. They're usually food related. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes there's something else. I've done a few community wall posts, trying to get back in the groove of doing those. Oftentimes on community wall posts, I will uh, I will indicate something that I recommend for purchase, something that I own, something that I use. I usually tell you where I bought it and what I bought it for, and what the current price is. Um, Black Friday is coming up. For Black Friday will be coming up, and everybody will have their Black Friday sales. That's the time you can get stuff on sale. That's the time to go after stuff, when you can do Black Friday. So, yeah, you talk about the good old days, back in the days. And back in the days when you still had print. There's still print, but not near what it used to be. I used to have subscriptions to 3 newspapers. I had subscriptions to several magazines, monthly, they call them periodical type magazines. I had a set of encyclopedias. That was my research. I would go, I still have a library card, but I don't really use it. But I used to go to the library and I'd check out if it was history, or if it was religion or philosophy, uh, archaeology, anthropology, astronomy. I was into all that stuff, and I read all that stuff. And I used to collect comic books, and they had comic book stores, and I would go and I would reserve, and they would pull them, so that an issue comes in of a comic book I collect, and they get a certain number in. Well, the first thing they do is that they pull the ones that collectors, people who regularly buy them. They pull them for them, save them, have a box. And there was 4 or 5 different comic books that I was collecting. And and you basically you put them you put a cardboard for the spine, and then you got plastic. You wrap them in plastic, and you gotta store them. I mean, I used to collect 45s back in the day. The ones little 99-cent 45s. And you'd have a side A and a side B. And usually side A was a hit and side B was, just some sort of backup. Back when they had albums. Had a big collection of albums. And then CDs came out. I still got a ton of CDs. I got rid of I let all my 45s and my albums go, all the vinyl go, which I probably shouldn't have. But I still have a big collection of CDs. And I got a big collection of DVD movies. Haven't listened to them or haven't watched them in years. 8 or 10 years probably. Hadn't bought any in 8 or 10 years. Or more. Nowadays everything's digital. Everything's digital. Hello, Belinda. Welcome. My condolences to you, Belinda. God bless you. I just don't seem to have time. When I was younger, I seemed to have a lot more time to do a lot more things. These days, I don't. I have been buying this is a Haley Study Bible, New International Version of the Bible with the Haley Handbook. And it's a combination. I got this for $15. You can get the ones with the leather covers. They're a little bit nicer, soft leather cover. This is just like a hard. These are about $15. And I give out some of the quality ones, the better ones with the leather, and I give out some of these. I send them to people. And when I was younger, back 40 some odd years ago when I was in college, I would I took theology classes through Howard Payne, and my instructor always thought highly of the New International Version of the Bible, and I've got the King James. I like the New King James, but the NIV I've got copies of the NIV, New International Version. And this is the Haley Bible Handbook with the Bible combined, study Bible. The Black Widow channel. Hello, Black Widow. Thank you for coming. Other day I thought somebody was breaking in my house. I heard the wife screaming her head off. And I was back here and I pulled up my Fred and I went out there and I was ready to, I was ready to go take care of some business if I had to. And it was the dog's fight. She was trying to separate the dogs. She made the mistake and let getting the food where they both went after the same. She was doing treats. They both went after the same one, and they got into it, and they periodically get into it. And she was screaming her head off, and I didn't hear the barking. I didn't hear the dogs. I heard her screaming her head off, and I thought, God, somebody's breaking in the house. I was back here laying on my couch, and I reached over, grabbed my Fred, said, okay, here we go. Thought it was SHTF, and so, oh, God darn it. At least I could say that, with my friend as opposed to with my long friend. The long friend, there'd be a lot of remodeling after I got through using firing 2 or 3 with that one. The other one's just, hollow points. Probably could do some little patching as opposed to, well, there's always got to be the cleanup of the floor and all the, I'm sure there'd be a lot of red stuff. Gotta have to clean that up before it stunk the place up. Dried blood is really disgusting. It really is. It smells horrible. Yes, please. It's nice to watch the replay. I would appreciate it. Leave a like. I would appreciate it. So talking about where I'm at and where I'm going. I will probably, for the next couple of hundred, I would like to get to 2,000. And I'm right at 1,800. So I do plan on doing a 1,900 subscriber giveaway, and I will do a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And maybe the 2,000 subscriber giveaway will be a big boom, boom, more so than what I normally do. And it may be 3 or 4 months or 6 months before I get to that point, because I'm not growing near what I was growing before. I don't put near the effort into it. Now that I'm working. I am retired. It's a little channel update. I have 30 years in. I retired. I stayed retired from the standpoint of not going back to education for 5 years. I could have stayed out 1 year, went back and continued working, but I didn't do it, and I spent 3.5 years at Walmart in capacities of like department manager, what they call team lead, which is basically an hourly manager. Did a lot of overtime work, got a lot of time and a half. Really, oftentimes working one of my days off and coming in early or staying late, for what I was doing. And now I'm back. This is my 2nd year. I'm back, and I'm teaching a behavioral unit. The emotionally disturbed kids, the kids who have issues. They can't really handle regular classes. They've got phobias. They don't like groups. They don't like large numbers. They don't like big spaces. They've got issues. And they don't like each other. Have to keep them separated. That's what I'm doing. And I enjoy my job, and I feel it's rewarding. I'm attached to my kids mostly. And I've got 2 paraprofessionals that work with me and support me. Restroom in the room. I come in early, usually one of the first people there. I usually bring in my breakfast, whatever it is, make a pot of coffee. Got to go get the kids their food. They eat in my room. School starts. We go through the subjects. I teach all the core subjects and social skills. They have PE with me called Recreation and Leisure. They go to the gym, shoot some baskets, walk around, get a little exercise. That's supposed to be my conference. Most of the time, when that happens, I let them go. I usually eat lunch in the room with them. Go, paraprofessional go gets their food, brings it back, and everybody eats lunch. I'm usually there with them most of the day. After school, I gotta do cafeteria duty in the cafeteria for 30 minutes. Bus duty, that's where the bus kids wait to go get in their bus. Usually I'm out 4:15, 4:20. Wednesdays is meeting days. I've got staff meetings very soon. Usually I'm there till 5, sometimes 5:30. I enjoy my holidays. I enjoy the weekends off. And I enjoy myself. And I get paid quite well for it. I get a nice retirement check. I get a second check from the work that I do. So when people start saying, well, I hope that's all you can afford to eat is ramen, I like it. I pay about $1 a bowl for the stuff. And yeah, I do buy the little packets of ramen. You can smash it up, and the kids like ramen, the beef ramen, the chicken ramen. I eat that once in a while. I usually eat the bowls. When I spoil myself, I put a little, have some cut up jalapeno, put some jalapeno in it, with crackers, something to drink. It's a meal. I'm not going to gain any weight eating that. Uncle Al is stuck at 22.50. Uncle Al may catch you. You never know. Yep, inexpensive. Appreciate you being here, Belinda. God bless you. Belinda's got a wonderful channel. A lot bigger channel than mine. She puts out really good food content. I know she's had it rough. And again, my condolences on your loss. It is. It's a people take for granted clean water. Trust me, if something happens, they will be struggling for clean water or drinkable water, and you got to have water. So, I did I've got a Bouge RV 45 quart refrigerator freezer at my school. So I took a watt meter, plugged it in, plugged in electricity, and I ran it for 24 hours, and I wanted to see what sort of power it was drawing. Let's see if I got it here. Where is it? Oh, as I said, I did vote. Nope, that's not it. Where are you? Might be in the other one. Let's see. Oh, dagnabbit, I wrote it down. Anyway, as I recall, it was 375 watts. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Oh, Judas Priest. I got it. Apologies for that. So I run it for one day. $274 watt hours. I got it set on about 30 degrees. The both sides, it's a dual zone, was running 30, 31 degrees. Cycles on and off. It stays off most of the time, keeps stuff cold. Doesn't get opened a lot, it's top load. And for 24 hours, it used 274 watt hours. That's on economy mode. So if you've got a solar setup with some panels, and you've got a couple of 100 amp hour lithium batteries, 12 volt batteries, 12.8 volt, you could run that thing for a week without doing any recharging. And if you're getting some light, it'll be recharging your batteries, keep them topped off. And you can run that thing forever until it runs out. That's why you want to have a spare or two, because if it runs out, the compressor gives out, hook up another one. You'll always have cold beverages. Cheese, butter, whatever you're wanting to keep. Milk, you mix up milk, freeze-dried milk, sodas, water, juices, whatever. Keep it cold. And I was surprised. I thought it would draw more power than that. But 274 watt hours, kilowatt hours, 0.274, so 274 watts. For 24 hours. And what that means is the equivalent of if it ran straight for 1 hour and burned 274 watts for 1 hour. And when it's on, it's running at less than 50 watts. It's drawing less. When it cycles, when it's on, it's drawing about 45 watts when it's running. So, you know, very good, very good. Creative redundancy. Hello, CR. I was thinking about posting a picture of my wife's birthday cake. She had nice cake. Nice cake. And I was thinking about posting a picture of that. I posted a picture of her roses that I bought her. And I'm real big on cards and letters. You want cake now? Well, it's good cake. Back in the days, you would have 5 or 6 bakeries in town. Now I think we have 2. Victoria has a population of about 65,000. We've got 2 bakeries. Now, that's not counting HEB, and that's not counting, the grocery store bakeries. That's not counting HEB, and that's not counting Walmart. But the traditional, yep, buttercream frosting, good stuff. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Nine likes, 8 in the house. Ten likes. Okay, Uncle Al, I believe you. 10 likes. So this weekend, I'm going to start counting and start figuring out who qualifies for the drawing. And I'm leaving it open. I'm just getting started. It's going to take me a little while. If you want to qualify for the drawing, leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos that I have released. I'm not saying shorts, and I'm not saying live streams. I'm saying the last 5 videos. I haven't been doing shout outs, so I apologize about that. I haven't been reaching out to new channels, trying to grow. I've basically been subscribing people who come in and subscribe me. Typos, I understand, Uncle Al, lots of typos. They didn't have a lot of the stuff that they have now. Remember, it was FDR back during the New Deal in the 1930s. That's when they came up with Social Security, and they wanted to start coming up with the idea of Medicare, and they really had built up the income tax. Big brother, big government. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he was the guy that was into that. He's the only president who's been elected for more than 2 terms because he passed away after being elected for a 4th term. It was during the war. And Harry Truman became president. Truman was the one that used the atomic bomb against Japan, but they were developed during the FDR administration. But FDR passed away towards the end of the war, and it was up to Truman to approve, using the bomb. He didn't know anything about it. It was a secret project. They told him about it after he became president. Yeah, things are a lot more expensive now. A lot more expensive. Yeah, gardens and animals. We had horses. We had animals. Lots of eggs from the chickens. We had goats. The goats were a pain in the butt. They're constantly getting out, and they like to climb. And there were oil storage units. There was a refinery right down from our property, and there were oil storage units, and they had metal ladders that would go around the side of a tank. They'd walk it up, steps. It's like steps. Those damn goats would get out, and they'd follow the leader, and they'd be up on top of the damn tank, and my father would get a phone call. Oh, man, he was so damn pissed off. Damn goats. He was always complaining about the goats. SD Mountain Man. Yeah, they are. How are you doing, Scott? I'm sorry I haven't visited you lately. I have no idea if you put out any content or anything. It's just been a crazy last couple of months with the wife. So, I don't know. I am. I'm just trying to hold my ground. I try to take care of my job. I try to take care of most of it where I don't bring it home with me. And I'm tired when I get home. I usually get up around 4:30 in the morning. So by the time, if I stop at 8 o'clock Central Time, my time's almost 8 o'clock right now. I will have been up 15, 16 hours when I get through here. And if I had to get up in the morning at 4:30, I need to go to bed so I can get close to 8 hours sleep. I never get 8 hours of sleep. Very rarely do I get 8 hours of sleep. I usually get by on 5 or 6. And as I'm older, I really don't need as much sleep, but I need more rest. And yeah, I really do need to exercise. I do need probably to go get a membership at the gym, and I need to go back to doing the bicycle and the treadmill and get some ankle weights and try to get rid of some of this. It'd be healthier for me too. People tell me don't worry. After the election, things are going to be fine. But I still worry. I worry about my kids. I worry about traveling. I worry about thugs and people, bad people attacking young women. I worry about my daughter driving at night and it might be foggy, and then you got deer out on the road and she's going down the road 60, 70 miles an hour traveling someplace, and she has a wreck, hit something. Or it's wet weather. I worry about stuff like that. And I tell her, I said, I worry about you. I don't hover around you. I don't follow you. I don't do any of that sort of stuff, but I worry about your safety. So she promises, like, well, I'm getting ready. She's going to go to Dallas this weekend. Take a few days off, go to Dallas, visit her friends, because she's got friends up there from when she used to go up there to Lebanon Baptist Encampment, work summer program for the church. And she's got some friends up there, and she goes up there every year. She usually goes, and she spends a couple of times. She'll go during the year. She'll usually go around Christmas break, and she'll go the summer. And she'll visit a couple times a year and spend a few days with them. And I just worry, so she'll let me know when she leaves, and she'll let me know when she gets up there and send me a few pictures, and I'm good. Worry about her. Listen, parents worry about their kids. I have a beautiful daughter, got 2 daughters, and I worry about them. I pray for them every day, and I think about them, and I worry about them. Yeah, and my job is about 7 miles from where I live, and I drive in the dark, and it's not bad, but like foggy is not good, and I don't see that well at night, and I don't drive that fast. But it's a blessing, because before I retired, I'd drive 45 minutes each way. to work in principal in a little town school, and I drive 45 minutes each way, and you got to watch out because lots of deer. A couple of times before I retired, hit a deer. They tried to run across. They tried to tackle my car or my truck, depending on what I was driving in. Yes, because I care. Yes, I care. I care about my students. I care about everybody. Good night, Uncle Al. So I will plan on being back tomorrow, and I will plan on being back on Sunday for my regular 7 p.m. live stream. I've been told, cut down. Don't do it every day. And I haven't been doing it every day. I've been missing some days. I missed like maybe 3 days this week that I didn't do it during the week. So, when you get up in the morning, thank God for the day. Drink you a cup of coffee, take your medication if you take medication. Say the Lord's Prayer, think about it. Think about what you're going to do. The Scout motto is be prepared. That's what preparedness is about, or they slang refer to it as prepping. Preparedness, prepping. Be prepared. And I appreciate you guys being here. Everybody, please have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow for another episode of Coffee Talk. Thank you, and God bless.